So sad. I was about 8 years old when I was hospitalized for about 5 months. I almost died. In fact, if you look closely at my face, I'm sure you see some scratches here. I have lots of scars on my leg and on my knee. I'll try and see if I can dig up a picture of me in the hospital and post it. But anyway, what happened was I was coming back from catechism. For anybody who was raised a Catholic, you know what I'm talking about. So I was coming back from catechism with my friends, and like I said, I was 8 years old. So we were daring each other. I dare you, can't cross now. The car is too close, so I dare you. We just running around the street and running across the road and messing around. And when a bus came out from nowhere and just hit me, and of course, most of what I'm about to tell you now is what was recounted to me, because the minute the bus hit me, I lost consciousness. But apparently, because the scars I have on my knee, if this is my leg, they are both on the same, the scars I have on my knee are both here. So because I fell this way, you know what I mean? So they are both on the same side, yeah. So I fell that way. And so the car, but I'm lucky for me, I did not fall horizontally, I fell vertically. So the car drove over me, and I heard that my cardigan got stuck to his plate number. So he was literally pulling me under the car, trying to run away, and then the cardigan tore and I fell down. That's why also on the scar is on this side of my face. My whole body is this way. And then he ran away, but he got caught at Area 10 bus stop, because this was in Abuja. It's happening in that area in front of Area 2 shopping center. Of course I'm there. My friends ran home to, let my parents know and all that. So meanwhile, I'm lying on the floor bleeding, and a good Samaritan, who from what I heard was coming from the airport, saw me on the floor, put me in the back of the cab and took me to Gariki Hospital, which is the closest hospital. And when he got there, he was like, I just saw this girl on the floor. I was 8, don't forget. And then he's like, I just saw this girl on the floor. She's bleeding to death. I don't know who she is, but can you guys, stop the bleeding? And I heard that the doctors in the hospital actually said that unless somebody claimed me and paid a deposit for me, there was nothing they could do about it. And the guy was like, so I don't know who her parents, I don't know where to find her parents. And they refused. Meanwhile, my friends had told my parents that I had a fatal accident. So my parents had come to the hospital, but they had gone straight to the mortuary. And at the mortuary, they told them my body wasn't brought here. They should go and check Wuse Hospital. So they were on their way to go and check Wuse Hospital while all this was happening upstairs at the ER. And then the man is like, do something. They're like, we can't. Somebody needs to first of all claim her and then, deposit. So the guy said, how much? I can't remember, because of course I'm unconscious. This story was what was told to me, and I heard the guy paid some money and then said he was going to go and check into his hotel, and he would come back and check if my parents had found me. So of course, by the time the guy comes back in the evening, my parents had been sent back to Gariki Hospital saying, maybe you guys want to check the ER. She might not be dead yet. So they went back to Gariki Hospital, and of course they got to the ER, and of course there I was. And the man came back, and my father told me he offered the man back his money, and the man said no and all that. But anyway, thank God I'm here today. I survived because I was so young as well. The doctor said it was a blessing, because I was so young, I was still growing, so all my bones straightened up and everything kind of rectified themselves in my body, which is why I'm talking normally, I can walk, I'm not limping. Because if what happened to me and it happened to an adult, the adult might probably be on crutches or limping, or there will be some kind of permanent problem. Because I was so young, the body is still growing, the bones will still straighten up and all that. So, and of course, yes, because I was so young, I could have died. But everything that has a blessing everything that has an advantage has a disadvantage. Anyway, why am I telling you guys this story today? I'm telling you guys this story because I heard of a little girl on the internet called Tina Ezekwe. So apparently, Tina was mistakenly shot by a drunken cop, and the policeman shot her. And when they took Tina to the hospital, they said they needed a police report because there was a bullet in her body before they could treat her. And of course, in the bureaucracy and the paper shifting and everything, Tina died. And I heard the story and I just remembered myself, and I'm like, come on, like, there's gotta be a better way to do these things. Like, I'm not saying, of course, man, she's such a little girl. Like, of course she's not in a gang. You know what I mean? Like, if a little girl, they bring a little girl and they say there's a bullet in her, obviously somebody shot her. She wasn't out gang banging. You know what I mean? Like, it's so sad, and she just died, and it was a policeman who was drunk who mistakenly shot her. I haven't really followed up on the story to know what happened to the policeman, but there's got to be a better way to do these things. Like, and I've heard lots of incidents like that at hospitals where, I mean, there are some professions in life that the minute you choose to do them, you have to accept you're signing on to something that is bigger than you. My profession, acting, is one of them. Because you act, you bear a lot to the public, and people will see you and feel like they have the right to ask you about your personal life, or they will just see you eating on your own and so just take a camera in your face. You become almost like public property. And if you complain, people will say, all these stars, celebrities, they are rude, they are mean. But I feel like with the medical profession and also with the police force, everything can be about money. Everything can be about paper pushing. Somebody's dying, the first thing you do is save that life first. After you've saved that life, then you can now start to figure out, where you're going to get the money from. And think about it, if the person dies, how are you going to get your money? I heard a case of a man who was dying of coronavirus, and before he took his last breath, he looked at the doctor and said, please, who's going to pay for this? I don't want this debt to roll onto my children. Debt, as in DEBT, not death. He was thinking about the money to pay for his treatment. I didn't want his kids to be saddled with that. So I really feel like there's some professions that, if you're in, you just have to accept that, you're in this for the greater good, and it can't just be about money all the time. Another story that really broke my heart today was a little girl called Uwa, who I hear she's 22. She was raped at Redeemed Christian Church and killed. The pastor, I'm not really into all these pastors and their names, because for me, if I don't really like something, I try not to give it too much of my attention. So the pastors in Church of Redeemed Church, I heard they haven't even spoken about this issue. They haven't even commented on it. They haven't even said anything on their Twitter handle, on their Instagram. No speech. The 22-year-old girl was raped and killed in one of your church premises in Benin. Come on. Personally, I love religion. Religion is such a beautiful thing. It brings communities together. It brings people closer. But in Nigeria, I just feel like they're just all about the money, and it's all about business first, and it just kind of is a bit discouraging to me to want to go to church. I would always pray at home. I believe in God, but sometimes just joining that community that I'm not sure, what they're there for, is very discouraging. Anyway, on to a little bit of brighter news, even though I'm not too sure if it's too brighter like that. So Elon Musk finally got his first SpaceX Crew cabin ship up into the Earth's orbit. And of course, SpaceX was a company created by Elon Musk with the sole agenda of one day colonizing Mars. And it gets me thinking, you see, white people came and colonized Africa, caused lots of crappy behavior here, went and colonized India, Southern America, even USA was taken from the Native Americans, the Aboriginals, Aboriginals are the ones in Australia. But you get my point, right? And even though years have passed and they claim that racism was wrong, they are sorry for what they did, there are conversations of reparation being discussed, but it feels like colonization is a driving force for them, because now we have said colonizing other countries on earth is no more good. Now they want to go and colonize aliens. You know what I mean? Like there's always this whole land grab. Because now they're going to probably go to Mars if they can ever get there, or parts of the moon that they've been to before. put their flags, carve out the land, and if there's anything to extract from there, it's going to be Africa all over again. And then we don't know if there's life on Mars, but if there is, are they going to colonize those people and make them slaves like what they did to Africa? If there is no life on Mars, are they going to go and start digging up the whole place and causing more natural disasters? You see, because the problem I have with all this space waka is it's kind of like what's happening in Lagos with Eko Atlantic. It's good to explore, it's good to go out and, you know, discover, but at what cost? The money these people are throwing into all these things, you bring that money will probably feed every hungry person in Africa, India, and Haiti put together. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I get it that it's good, we want to know more, want to discover, but at what cost? And shouldn't we prioritize? Like Elon Musk, if he brought all that money he was used to build SpaceX and all that and took it to build schools or hospitals somewhere, like, wouldn't it be better? Like, okay, in Lagos now, every road in Lagos from Ikoyi to Chagoury is bad. Instead of the government to be fixing the road, the government is partnering with the Chagoury family and they are building wonders in Eko Atlantic. I'm like, that money is to do all that. Why not fix Lagos first? And then when Lagos is bubbling and thriving, the roads are good, there's bridges everywhere, then you can now think of sand filling water for more land. But the land that you already have, you've not even used it well. You want to go and get more. So that's my problem with some of all these space things is, and so far, okay, I mean, I know the last time people went to the moon was in 1972, and they stopped that one because they said it was just astronomically, no pun intended, expensive. Like, they were putting in so much money to send these people there. They would go and snap picture on the moon, came back and gave all of us Apollo and other kinds of stuff, and there was really no profit per se, and that's why nobody has gone to the moon since 1972, and that's like a really long time, you know. And here comes Elon Musk, and now I hear Jeff Bezos is also getting into this. Of course, we know Richard Branson has always wanted to have Virgin Galactica and all that. Like, all these rich men, like, look, I'm sure there's something we can learn out there, but don't they feel like there's more that can be done in here? Like, if in the whole period of time we be on this earth, no alien has left their country to come and left their planet, to come and look for us here, why are we the ones going to look for? It obviously means that they're probably minding their own business, whatever galaxy they are, or whatever time zone, or, you know, reality, alternate reality they are. Why can't we do the same? Like, I don't really think space travel is our biggest problem now, honestly. I actually feel like if they even explored more into the water on Earth, got to know more animals down there, maybe we could find medicine for more things and all that, I feel that would even be more value for our money. Because all these missions to Mars and Moon, I don't really see what difference it's making. Anyhow, I don't know if I'm making any sense, you know. I kind of feel like it's their money, it's Elon Musk's money, he can do whatever he wants with it. Who am I to tell what to do? I'm just, you know, this is my soul says, where I just give him my opinions. I'm not bashing anybody here. And then finally, we heard what Anonymous did. Those guys, if Anonymous comes to Nigeria, they want to come and hack into corrupt politicians and dirty money people, their own anonymous system will crash. They will just see, you know, those computer numbers, system failure, too much data. But I like what they're doing. And it's an example of how private citizens can hold the government accountable. I like how they released all that crap on Donald Trump, how he raped a 13-year-old girl, allegedly, even though the matter went to court and it was swept under the carpet with the guy that died, Jeffrey Epstein, the child trafficking man that died. I even heard that Naomi Campbell is somehow involved in this mess. She knew about the girls, or was she the one supplying the young models? I don't know, but her name came up in the matter. Donald Trump's name came up in the matter. Queen Elizabeth's younger brother, that one, we've always known about that one for a while, that he was close friends with that man. And I did watch a documentary where one of the girls who was raped said that he raped her. But of course, you know what, these rich men that have money. swept under the rug. Donald Trump went and won presidency, and all those things. But I really wish that Anonymous had leaked this information when Trump was being impeached. That might have helped, but it's not too late. I'm really hoping this makes him lose the elections. If they could come and help us here in Nigeria, but like I said, their system might crash because our own matter here is cheap. But if they could come and help us here, we don't mind. But I feel like in everybody's own little way, this is an example of what you can do and not just lie back as like helpless victims. Peter Obi told one very beautiful story on the platform where he said that in France, somebody saw a minister buying the most expensive bottle of champagne on Val's Day for his wife, and the person took a picture of the minister and posted it and be like, how can you afford this? And the next day, 25 strong came out protesting in front of the minister's office that he must resign because he was corrupt, and he resigned. But if it was here in Nigeria, you see minister buying champagne somewhere, you even go and greet him, hey, honorable, I'm lawyer, let's say, make a collect one. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of times we are part of this problem. We always castigate. I mean, at the end of the day, who makes up the government? It's you and I. This is democracy. Every minister, every governor, every special advisor, everybody are citizens like you and I. They are our fellow Nigerians. Even Buhari is a Nigerian citizen. You know what I mean? In form of the sky. So I feel like these anonymous people, I like what they're doing because it just shows how the private sector and individuals don't always have to play the victim. Sometimes you can do something about it. I know they're pretty advanced because they can get into these systems and see people's emails and all, but I just gave the example of people that protested over the bottle of champagne in France. So I think Nigerians too, and I'm not talking about tweeting. Tweeting is not the solution, even though tweeting helps because it does cause that uproar. Because some of these stories I told you today, I got them from Twitter. I heard about them from Twitter. So tweeting helps. I'm not gonna throw away the baby and the bathwater. It's good to be vocal because until we start these conversations, nobody's gonna do anything about them. So it is important to start the conversation. But I feel like if we could go after tweeting, if we could just do that little extra, I think our leaders will be held accountable, and I think it will really push Nigeria in the right direction. Because Nigeria, we have the most valuable thing to make this country move, and that is our population. Because our population means that if we get our act right, we can be self-sufficient. I mean, look at China, what they're doing today. China 50 years ago was nobody. So yeah, that's why So Says are just a couple of topics that I just wanted to talk about with you guys. And like I said, let's all try and find in our own little way what we can do, especially us here in Nigeria, to see how we can make this country a better place. That's my So Says. Always remember to practice your empathy, and empathy means what you don't want someone to do to you, don't do it to another person. Approach every situation with an open mind, with understanding first before you judge, because what is love? Love is the absence of judgment. So practice your empathy until it becomes second nature to you. That's it, my special ones. Thank you so much for always watching. I love you guys so much. And until next time, always remember that I love you.